Okay, hello everybody. Bradley's Fan 9 here. We got Mr. Peach for a few seconds. He's feeling kind of squirmish. He wants to battle Jazamungo right now, so he may be here later. But anyways, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about this episode. We got iTools that actually just arrived today, so I wanted to get a little bit of insight on that and tried it a bit before making this video. And I'll give you also good news on the iSpoofer front, at least of right now. So let's get to all that good stuff. Hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's having good times. And ready for these good vibes of this video. Tons of good stuff. Okay, so let's backtrack to 2 weeks ago. We were basically at square one. I made account 016. And basically expected that to just be done in a week. So I didn't do too much into it and just kind of coasted along. Just kind of playing, hatching eggs. But that's what we're rocking here on this side here. I'll show you the stats since last week there. So as you can see, I've gone pretty hard on this account since the last week, because if you notice the last week's episode about Niantic unbanning accounts, that has actually had a big effect on a lot of people who had accounts that have been hit with strikes or were permanently banned and them being reversed. Now there was one common question that is a good question that I should mention, where people are wondering if there's a way to tell how many strikes you have, because if you get 3 strikes, that's when you get permanently banned. That's the general consensus. And people are wondering, if I had 2 out of 3 strikes, am I still at 2 out of 3 or is it less? So honestly, Niantic probably knows how to find out that, but other than that, there's no actual way to figure that out as far as we and our ability to find it. So it's basically just goes to opinions at that point. But in my opinion, if these accounts who are currently hit with a ban got reversed, like their bans just completely stopped, people were on 30-day and 7-day bans and then were instantly just back into the game without any ban, that's going to make me think that they probably even reverse the other strikes, and there's a chance they just reset all strikes, which would be best case scenario. So that's at least some more good news, since nobody has reported any accounts getting banned since 2 weeks ago, at least. So at least on iSpoofer anyways, where it seemed like it was going to be a guarantee again, back to 7 days you get hit. But this account has been going, as you can see there, for over 2 weeks now. So that's pretty promising on iSpoofer, because obviously iSpoofer has lots of good benefits, especially if you're iSpoofer Pro. There's lots of nice extra things, especially the IV thing, where you can see the IV of the Pokemon while you're playing. But either way, a lot of people are probably aware of right now that the iSpoofer download is not easy to get a handle on your devices, since the direct download's been down for a coon's age, and IPA Store has pretty much followed suit, which is uncommon for IPA Store. Most of you know that that's what I use to download iSpoofer most of the time. And it's still, anytime you download whatever version they currently have, you go to the sign-in section, and where it should have that new little Apple sign-in up there, it doesn't have it yet. And then it just means you have to go and update, and you just get nowhere with IPA Store. So if you do want to play iSpoofer, as I've been doing for the past few weeks, I haven't stopped playing. The only difference is you have to redo it every 7 days. But if you go to the AltStore method right there, that video has helped a lot of people get it going. You have to have a PC, but you can straight load up the IPA onto your device, similar to the Cydia Impactor method, and you just use your own Apple ID to be the developer that you trust, and then you can just play the game for 7 days straight, as long as there's no update, without any issues. Now there's still a chance to get banned, because just signing into iSpoofer is basically what's getting people tagged, because it's a third-party app that's changing a location for you. Whereas if you use iTools, you use the actual Pokemon Go app, and then iTools itself changes your entire phone's location. So unfortunately right now, the only way to download it is through AltStore, but it is still possible. As you can see, that's what I'm playing over there right now. So that's account 016. It's still not level 30, but with the good news with iTools here, it's not really going to matter too much. I'm still going to be playing both anyways. But I'll show you a little trick here to get extra experience. If you go in either on Reddit or go somewhere to get a bunch of friends, load up your friends. And then since I'm in somewhere popular, I'm going to pop a lucky egg. I went to Budapest here. You can see, I'll throw those cords in the description of this video if you want. Nice place to hang out. Lots of spoofers like to hang out there. The struggles of tapping that lucky egg sometimes. And then after a while, after you add your friends, most of them should have sent you a gift by now. So then when you first open your first gift, it'll give you 1 out of 4 hearts, and that'll give you 3,000 experience when you do that. So if you're rocking a lucky egg, that'll give you 6,000 every time you do that. So you can imagine if you stack up a whole crap load of friends, either give them one gift or send them a gift or open their gift that they send you, and you can get tons of quick experience that way. So I'm not going to worry too much about this lucky egg. I'm just kind of giving you that as an example while I do this video. But the best news is that iSpoofer still, although it seemed to be going downhill, has backtracked since Niantic seemed to unban accounts. And like I mentioned before, there's a chance that they're just going to stop hitting people with future bans. So we're yet to figure that out. Again, I encourage and appreciate all the support and comments in other videos and the future comments in this video. So please let me know if you have an account that does get banned, what you've done, where you were downloading, what thing you were using, all the information you can, because it's helpful, because I could go by that too, since usually if accounts are getting banned, I'll see the comments on YouTube and I'll know that it's frequently happening. But recently it's only been tumbleweeds. Haven't heard anybody with red warnings, so that's really good news recently, at least since Niantic unbanned accounts, which a lot of people did get unbanned. If you didn't hear that last video and you have a permanent banned account, go check that out. It may still be good again. So it was pretty good for a lot of people. They enjoyed it. Okay, now let's transition to iTools here. So since I mentioned before, I did finally order it. The difference is you download the actual Pokemon app, and then the phone or device just changes your whole location. And then you just play the actual app. You can see it here. That's the iTools mobile dongle thing that hooks up to your device. Then you could just charge it. But you don't hook it up to a PC. You could get iTools PC, I believe, and then just hook up your device to there. But this one, you don't need a PC, and you can just switch it to another device if you want, and it's easily interchangeable. And there's a few more details. I will be making a video straight detailed to iTools and how to set it up and things like that, and future videos on how to use it and benefits as a spoofer, because I feel we're on a good track here with iTools, because I still have not heard anybody using iTools getting hit with a ban at any point. Because you use the actual Pokemon app, it's hard for them to really determine the difference between you and a legit person without really diving into data and going way too deep into things to figure it out. So this is really good news. So right now, I'm going back to account 009. So as you can see there, I'm going to flip over here on the screen mirror for a sec. Okay, as you can see here, we got account 009 that was hit. I don't remember the exact date that I was hit, but if you recall, if you watch all these bandwave videos, you know that it was hit at a certain point there. And when I get an account hit, I just stop playing it. So since I got iTools and it seems that you don't get banned, I'm going to test it with this account here, because my main goal here is to, no pun intended, to bring out my main account again that has over 200 Shundos and continue the hunt for the Shundo Dex with all my level 40 and Pokemon that I've spent lots of time into. So eventually I plan to transition to that if iTools is as good as I believe it should be. But for now I'm going to rock 009. It's got 19 Shundos and we're going to keep going for that. So I'll show you an example here. As you can see, there's no extra little side things like iSpoofer had. I don't got like the quick tap to go to a next chord. I can't check IVs of Pokemon. I can't quick run away from things. I can't get an automatic excellent throw. So there's a lot you can't do and you might have to get used to if you usually use iSpoofer, but in the end, I've used it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I've tinkered with a few things. I basically just Shundo hunted and tested a few things, and so far I'm pretty excited because I feel really safe spoofing in here. So here's basically how it goes. Okay, so iTools is a lightning device, or you could buy it straight from the website itself if you just search up iTools. When I ended up getting the email after purchasing it, it was from PayPro Global, and it's the people who create these things are under the name Skysoft. So if you see those names, you're under the right track anyways. Like I said, I'll give you a more detailed video. So I got the iTools mobile with lightning device, generation 1. I'm not too sure what the difference is. If more people know more on that, please give me more information. I'd love to hear more about this. If you have experienced iTools already and got a few more heads up hints for me and other people trying this out for the first time. So I ordered this thing on June 15th, and it just came here today, which is June 26th. So that took 11 days. But I believe there's 4 weekend days in there, so roughly 7 business days, so that's not too bad at all. Wasn't too sure when it would come. I was just going to accept whenever it got here. As long as it got here, I was happy. So we got success. It got here. Didn't get any extra charges. It ended up being $80 Canadian in the end. So not too bad in my opinion, especially if it's going to do what we want it to do here, and it's not a monthly charge. You get this thing and you're good to go. But when I came in the mail, I'll show you, it literally just came with this. No information, no piece of paper saying download this, do this. Just nothing. Just here's this thing without even a logo on it. Have fun. So plug it in. I think it told me something to do with iTools, blah, blah, blah. You have to download some, but I kind of scratched out of that right away. I didn't want to do it before I recorded things. But then every time I plugged in again, it wouldn't send me there. So I had to go find it myself. So if you type in iTools, you may come up and see this thing. I was a little confused, like, why do I have to buy an app if I already bought this stuff? Like, what the hell? That's stupid. But that's not the case. Continue to type in iTools mobile. I'm sure you could just look up test flight yourself, but I was still looking like, where is it? You know? Like, where is it? But you got to open test flight. You got to download it first, obviously. But then you open it, and it will tell you there's nothing on there. But if you buy the thing itself, the iTools, it'll send you the email. I got an email confirmation as soon as I bought it. And then later it gave me a little message saying from some Chinese lady or some inviting me to some test flight Pogo app thing. It was kind of funky. It looked kind of weird, but in the end it was the actual download for the mobile that I bought. Once I finally got it, I was able to just open that email, and then you click the little test link or whatever, and it'll open it for you there and start downloading. And then it'll open an app like this for you. And this is what it looks like. So this is another app. So this is kind of cool. I wasn't really aware that there was going to be some like this as well. I thought it would be just basic type in chords and you can move. But like it's got some Pokemon information in it too. So like quickly, it doesn't really have easy hundo things in this section here. I'll have to look more into that later. But if you look on the top right there, it's got 100 IV Pokemon, so we can tap it. And you see here, I just hit move here. So then when I go back to the actual app itself, it's going to change location. So you do everything outside of the actual app inside here and change where you are and things like that. So you could either find chords in there or through other ways like Discord, or if you're rocking iSpoofer at the same time as me, you could benefit that by finding a Heaty raid and then quickly copying the chords and jump in there. You know what I mean? If you rock 2 devices more often, or one, like if you have a main and all, get more balls when you get legendaries, things like that. There are benefits to it. So pretty cool, honestly. My first dip into the iTools, I'm really liking it so far. I feel really safe doing it, and I'm still able to shundo hunt. I've done it for about an hour and a half here, and I've checked at least 100 Pokemon. Unfortunately, still no new shundo yet, but I will be sure to throw that up on Instagram. I can't wait to start doing that again. Like I said, I plan to bring the main out eventually, and that'll be the most fun. I can't wait for that. I know a lot of people who followed me before since the beginning of this. Love all the support. You guys are awesome. And it'll be cool to bring that main out again. So as you can see, we got to the Zangoose. So there's no IV on the top over there. It's not telling you IV and information. So there's no way to prove that it's a hundo until we catch it and appraise it. But it's not shiny, so I'm going to run. But the one thing is, I should mention with iTools, if you have iOS 12, you can teleport anywhere. But if you're updated to iOS 13 or later, then you can only go 15 kilometers from your actual location. Now, hopefully they plan to change that. I haven't heard any information about it, but it would make sense that they plan to eventually be able to spoof anywhere. But for whatever reason, it has to be iOS 12. So if you have a device that's still iOS 12, keep it that way, and you can really benefit from iTools the most. If you have a phone where you updated it most recently, you can still go 15 kilometers from where your current location is, which can still be beneficial to a lot of people. And to be honest, around $100 is not that much of an investment if it brings a lot of fun to you and lets you really enjoy the game without having to waste hours of your life just catching a couple of crappy Pokemon. But now I should mention one thing for shundo hunting here, or at least with the game crashing on you, it likes to kind of close. So like, if I go out here, go back to iTools and pick my next one. Now let's go for a Wurmple. I'll show you here. I'll check this Wurmple, and then while it's still on the screen, I'll go back and go to a next one. And when I reload the game, it'll most likely go to the Niantic screen and have to restart the app itself. So I'll show you that right here. Okay, so you see there, Wurmple not shiny. It would have been a shundo though, so you can see it's still possible to shundo hunt, and I'm feeling safe. So you can see how I really want to get that main out there. But I'm going to test this as I usually do. You got to test things a bit first. So we're going to keep rocking these, both of them. iTools and iSpoofer. I'll rock 016 on the iSpoofer and 009 until I feel comfortable pumping out the main. But like I've said before I bring out the main, because it was on 2 out of 3 strikes, that's why it's kind of been in the penitentiary. The legit penitentiary, you could call it, where it's got nothing to do over here, so it's basically locked away. But since Niantic unbanned those accounts, there's a chance that it's at 0 strikes again. So I'm really willing to take that risk if I think iTools is as safe as I believe it is. So I plan to at least make a video showing all the things that account has, all of its shundos and cool things, because I put a lot of work into that account since 2016. I played legit for the first 3 years. My days of a legit player, there were still only like 30 shinies released. Played for so long, such a grind to get not very many good things. They wouldn't even put out legendary raids for a long time. If you've played for a long time, you know it was not very good back then, and they've added a lot of things to make it better, but still, if you live in those... I'm not getting into those conversations right now. Either way, you want to really benefit from this game and get the most out of it, this is the way to do it. So I'll show you here. We're sitting on the Wurmple. We're going to go to the snipe. Oh, this time it's saved, but sometimes it'll go to the Niantic screen and just load up the game. So it'll still not take that much longer if you're shundo hunting. But the one thing I found, if you bring up your profile, like hit your profile, and then when you're here, go and change the Pokemon you're on, and then exit out of your profile, it never cut out on me. So if you're wondering why sometimes it seems to trigger the game to force close and sometimes it doesn't, only put a little bit of time into it, but finding a few more tricks already. But one of the other things, like I mentioned, it'll be a little less beneficial than the iSpoofer was. One thing that iSpoofer did when you teleport, you could pick the thing where your character would kind of move around for you once you teleport to make the map load faster. So things will take a little bit longer, as you can see, to pop up for you. Hey, Mr. Peach! How's it going, bud? Everybody missed Mr. Peach. Wasn't even in our last video. Silly goose. Alright, now that we got Mr. Peach, we got some morale boost. Let's check this guy. So right when you see him, so right there. He wasn't shiny, so then I'd go here. Now we'll go to this Geodude, sure. Punchy Rock, whatever you want to call him. And then as you can see there, didn't work, went to the Niantic screen. So that's what I'm talking about. It'll do that a lot, especially if you haven't. I'm sure it'll depend on the device too. You can always leave a comment saying what device you use on your iTools, whether it works smooth, what things kind of do and don't work, and if you know any information on that. Always helpful if you throw that down there. All about positive information and vibes and good times, no negative crap. That shit just gets blocked and thrown away. So if you got good stuff to throw, just throw down information. Everybody's all about that. We're a good community over here, so let's keep the good times rolling. But as you can see, since the game force closed, it'll still reload to where you teleported. So now we just gotta wait for that new Pokemon to load up. There's Geodude, happen to be a Alolan. He's not a Tangerine Moth, so see ya. I feel I'm going to encourage a few people at least to be getting this iTools because it's got a lot of benefits in its potential here, and I can't wait to get more deep into this. So like I said, I'll be going iSpoofer and iTools. I'll be showing you everything. You could go to my Spoofing Vault on my website to see a lot of my information. As I said, you can see going through renovations in this basement. I'm spending too much time on it. But it'll feel good when it's done. I could put in so much effort into my website and videos, and I can't wait to keep making more. So appreciate all the support. I love making these for you, and I'll see y'all in my other videos. I hope this information was helpful, and have a great week, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.